Okay, so I just want to start off by saying I'm not completely crazy. Okay, let's be honest. Any crazy person would say they're not crazy, but this has somewhat of a moral reasoning to it. Or I was just really dumb. Okay, anyway, so I was talking to this guy, I met, and he had really tan skin and dark hair and green eyes. Oh, he also wore a leather jacket, so that just topped that off. I was just like drooling at the mouth. So, we started talking, etc., etc. And I mentioned, oh, hey, like, I need a job after I already knew where he worked. Okay, it's really not that creepy if you think about it. Anyway, so, I was just kind of like, oh, hey, I applied here. And he was like, oh, no way, I work there. And I was like, oh, like, super cool. We might do the super same thing. Okay, it didn't work out like that. I ended up getting the same, like, position he did, and we worked the same hour and whatever, but the problem was that at the same time that me and him would be working, another brunette would be working with us, and that was just a problem on its own, because, if I'm into this guy and she's into this guy, it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna be good. So, being the competitive person that I am, I was just, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. She ain't even blonde. Whatever, trying to work it. Um, that didn't work out when he asked us to go downtown on a rollerblading, bonding trip or something. I don't know who bonds, whatever. So we were going downtown, and at this point, I know I'm already just kind of like freaking out because I gave in to going rollerblading with him and her. Let's just say that she's always skied, and I don't know, she used to live somewhere in the mountains or something like that, whatever. Me on the other hand, I don't think I've ever rollerbladed in my life, or even skied. So yeah, there's that. So, I'm, being competitive while we're at this park. And, they had the rollerblades on. They're wondering, why haven't you got up from your bench? Whatever. Well, I'm just kind of like, oh, I'll be there, guys. Don't worry. No big deal. Yeah, well, she ended up taking off, and so did he. So I had to, like, be that one awkward person in the park holding on to trees and holding on to the small children and tripping over dogs and elderly ladies, whatever. So that was just one clash. And then, you know, then came time when we were going down a hill. And she was like, oh, what's wrong? You can't go down the hill? I thought you knew how to rollerblade. So at that point, I was like foaming at the mouth, livid. I was just like, you know what? I can go first. Yeah, I went first, and it didn't work out. I I ended up, putting the wrong foot in front of the other, and when we were going down the hill, I ran into one of the park trash cans, like the metal ones, and it knocked it over and hit a tree, and people stared. People stared hard, and I was just kind of like, no big deal, trying to walk it off. One of the wheels for my skates was dented into the metal trash can. So I'm just giving you a minute to soak that all in. Yeah. So at that point, he rushes over to me and he's like, oh my God, are you okay? I didn't think that would happen. I thought you were experienced. And, and the other girl's like, oh, no big deal. She'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So, I try to walk it off like a tough little soldier. They told me to take my skates off. I was trying to be a tough cookie, a little macho, be a total babe. I was like, no, I can do it. I can, go back up the hill. I took like 3 steps going up the hill. I rollerblade back, and I fell, and I skinned both of my elbows. So, just to conclude this story, I went in being total babe. I came out being totally bruised. So, yeah, it really wasn't that worth it. But, you know, all that matters is love. Or in my case, probably a ton of helmet pads and other sort of protective gear.